Four-row crossovers are popular for a reason. A lot of people need a minivan, but they don't want a minivan. Honda understands that, which is why the Pilot works so well as a family vehicle. It offers a lot of the Odyssey minivan's people-moving usefulness, but in an SUV wrapper. The Pilot is available with either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and Honda's all-wheel drive system uses a torque vectoring rear end. So when you're on the throttle while turning, the outside rear wheel helps point the nose into the corner, which makes the Pilot surprisingly agile for a big vehicle. Power comes from a 285 horsepower V6 that sounds great, which is fortunate since you have to work it pretty hard if you're trying to hustle. The torque peak is at 5,000 RPM. Counterintuitively, the Odyssey with the single overhead cam engine is quicker. Front-wheel drive Odyssey quicker than all-wheel drive Pilot. This hits 60 in the low 7-second range, so not slow, but the Odyssey is in the 6s. The 10-speed automatic usually errs on the side of fuel economy, but if you're in a feisty mood, you can use sport mode or the paddle shifters to bring the revs up. There's also a tow mode, which you'd want to use if you're taking advantage of the Pilot's 5,000-pound max tow rating. The Pilot is a great place to be a passenger, particularly if you're in one of the higher trims like this Elite. The back seats here, we've got our own climate control, our own seat heaters, a 115-volt power outlet, a panoramic moonroof, oh, a sunshade, okay. Don't want the paparazzi looking at us. These seats recline, as do the third row seats. This is a neat trick. You press this button and it slides right out of the way. Usually the third row is kind of an afterthought. You get the idea here that Honda expects people are going to actually use this. Now, if you don't need to seat 8 people, you can just pop that center seat out and now you've got a pathway into the third row and it's easier to get back here. And now it's a 7-seater. I fit back here and I've also got cup holders and an HVAC vent. That's important so it's not like you're back here in your kennel. And a charger. It's like they thought of everything here. Now this is a pretty good sized cargo area and you can kind of compromise too by folding down one side and not the other. But when you have them both folded down, a lot of space. Here's an example of the miracle of Honda packaging where they evidently find other dimensions to put things in. So I opened this expecting to see a spare tire maybe, and it's a giant storage compartment under there. You could probably fit a carry-on bag. So then I figured, well, there must be no spare tire. But I looked underneath, there is a spare tire under that. Somehow, they fit it all in here. And a torque vectoring rear end. Okay, so what's the point of torque vectoring on a car like this? Well, let's see, when you're pulling out into traffic, you get on the throttle, it just snaps to it and goes where the steering wheel is pointed. It's a little bit supernatural feeling for what is a, front drive bias system normally, but when need be, it can send 70% of the power to the rear end, and then from there, 100% of that to either side. Normally, a vehicle like this is gonna wanna push the front end when you're doing something like this, push it wide. This one, it digs right in. This is a fairly large vehicle, so say you want to communicate with the people in the second or third row without turning around and doing one of these. Well, you turn on CabinTalk here, your in-car PA system.
Sit down and shut up. I'm trying to keep my eyes on the road back there. We've been driving for 5 hours. We'll pull over when I'm ready to. Stop asking if we're there yet.
Now, when it comes to shifters, I'm a traditionalist. I prefer a big lever that you go, shrunk, put it in drive, shrunk, park, one back reverse. But Honda's got a fairly unique but tactile system here. Press a button for park, pull back for reverse, neutral, you're probably not gonna use that very much, push a button for drive. And they all feel different, so you don't have to look at it. And I think that's important. You don't have to look at buttons and think about what you're doing. You wanna just feel it and make it muscle memory for something as important as where you're sending this large vehicle. The Pilot isn't too heavy on the touchscreen stuff. They did keep a lot of physical buttons and knobs for climate control here, your seat heating and cooling, even your cameras, the little button if you want to look around your car, get the overhead view while you're parking. And on the steering wheel, you've got volume controls and your cruise control stuff over here. Even your heated steering wheel has its own button. So it's pretty user-friendly when you're not interacting with the screen. The only real odd choice on the interior, besides the center console trim that looks like shellacked alligator hide, is that Honda ditched Sirius satellite radio with the Pilot's 2026 refresh. You can use the app, but that's a lot less user-friendly and depends on a quality cell network signal. Front-wheel drive pilots get as high as 27 miles per gallon on the EPA highway cycle. All-wheel drive ones, you're looking at the low 20s combined, so it's about what you'd expect. Oh look, okay, the Odyssey. I was hoping we'd see an Odyssey. That's the inspiration right there. See ya, Odyssey. That's what Honda tried to do, is cram that functionality into a vehicle that is simply not a minivan and can tow 5,000 pounds and has a robust all-wheel drive system. You know, it's not like they just took the Odyssey and shoved it into an SUV package, but they took a lot of the good ideas from the Odyssey and tried to make this the most livable 3-row SUV that they could. So you get some of that minivan functionality without the sliding door stigma. Pilot pricing starts in the mid $40,000 range for a front-wheel drive Sport and goes to the mid $50,000 range for the fancier all-wheel drive trims like this Elite. There's also a Trail Sport trim if you think you might actually spend your weekends off-roading, or at least want to look like you do. But any all-wheel drive Pilot has real SUV capability with some minivan convenience baked in. But if you're considering a front-wheel drive Pilot, we might recommend another V6 3-row front-wheel drive vehicle that's like the Pilot, but bigger and even easier to live with. It'll be at the same dealership. Just ask for an Odyssey.